Let me start with a question. When you're watching a YouTube video, what actually makes you trust the creator? Is it the fact that they say they don't accept sponsorships or brand deals? Or is it something deeper, something more consistent over time? Because lately, I've been seeing a growing idea in the creator space that goes something like this. If you accept sponsorships or affiliate links, you can't be honest. And today I want to talk about why I think it's an oversimplification and why integrity on YouTube has far less to do with how someone monetizes and far more to do with how they show up. This isn't about calling anyone out. This isn't about defending sponsorships. And it's definitely not about telling you who to trust. It's about clarity, transparency, and how trust is actually built.
But you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark.
Hey, I'm Jeff, and I'm a professional wildlife photographer based in Charleston, South Carolina. And on this channel, we talk about wildlife photography and photo editing, creativity, ethics, and how to grow not just as photographers, but as thinkers. And if that sounds like your kind of thing, well, I want to welcome you in. So recently, I received an email from a viewer of my channel, and they too are a YouTube creator, and they just got their first offer from a company to be part of their affiliate program. This person was asking me for my opinion on whether or not they should do it because they have seen a lot of creators criticizing other YouTubers lately for having sponsorships or being affiliates. Let's get one thing out of the way right up front. Viewer skepticism is valid. There are creators who promote products that they don't use. There are sponsorships that influence their opinions. And there are videos that feel more like ads than education. So when someone says, I don't trust sponsored content, I can understand where that comes from. But here's where the conversation goes off track. The problem isn't monetization. The problem is misalignment between values and incentives. And those two things are not automatically linked. Somewhere along the way, we created a false narrative. You're either pure, honest, and independent, or you're paid, biased, and compromised. But real life and real integrity doesn't work that way. Not accepting sponsorships doesn't automatically make someone honest. And accepting them doesn't automatically make someone dishonest. The last I looked, honesty isn't a business model. It's a behavior. Honesty shows up in what you recommend, how consistently you use it, whether the advice you give holds up over time, and how transparent you are with your audience. Not whether money exists somewhere in the equation. Obviously, I can't speak with any degree of intelligence or accuracy about other YouTube creators because I don't know their specific situation and I don't know what their values truly are. So let me talk about my own situation clearly. I used to use Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop as an amateur photographer. And I also used them for about 13 years as a professional. I decided to leave Adobe when I grew tired of some of the program issues I was constantly having. And I also discovered some issues surrounding Adobe themselves. I'm not going to go into great detail in this particular video about all of these different things, but suffice it to say that I find Adobe to be a company with no real moral compass and their business practices to be unethical and quite frankly, appalling. Now, these aren't just my opinions. Adobe's unethical business behaviors have been well documented. It's been in the news for the past several years. Now, in 2024, I decided to leave Adobe Lightroom, and I did a bunch of research, essentially every reasonable photo editor out there on the market, and I found my replacement. Ultimately, I decided to go with DxO PhotoLab. I just felt that their software was user-friendly, and I really felt that the performance of their software was the best. I made the switch to DxO PhotoLab using my own money. I use DxO PhotoLab for all of my photo editing needs, including all of my wildlife photography. I don't use the program sometimes, not just for certain projects. I use DxO PhotoLab for everything. I used it long before any affiliate relationship with DxO. It became part of my workflow because it solved real problems for me. Later on, I made a YouTube video sharing with everyone out there why I switched from Lightroom to DxO PhotoLab. Shortly after this video, DxO contacted me saying how much they enjoyed my video, and they invited me to join their affiliate program. DxO doesn't pay me for my videos. They don't tell me what to say in my videos, and they don't review my content. They provided me with a personal link and a discount code. If someone uses that link and discount code, they can purchase DxO's software and save 15% off. DxO then gives me a small commission from that sale. If you want to buy DxO and use that link, that's wonderful. If you don't, that's wonderful too. It truly doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you find the editing software that's going to be right for you. And to put that commission from an affiliate sale into perspective, it's about the value of a cup of coffee. No one is getting rich from it. I promise you this. If I was, I wouldn't be working my 9-to-5 job every day. The product, DxO PhotoLab, never entered my workflow because of money. The small commissions that I make from the affiliate link came later because the product was already part of my workflow. And that distinction, my friends, matters. Instead of asking, does this creator accept sponsorships? I think viewers should be asking better questions. Do they consistently use what they recommend? If they don't use it, do they have experience with it? Do they show real-world results? Are they open about how they are compensated? Would their advice still make sense if the money were removed from the equation? Trust is built through patterns, not declarations. Anyone can say, I don't take brand deals. But that doesn't mean they don't have biases or loyalties to certain brands or products for one reason or another. Just because they don't have a brand deal doesn't guarantee you an honest review. Integrity shows up over years of consistent behavior. Here's where things get uncomfortable, but important when creators position themselves as morally superior because they don't monetize a certain way. It creates division rather than clarity. It implies if I don't do this and others do, then I must be better. But ethics aren't proven by what you accept or refuse. They are proven by what you consistently uphold. You can reject a sponsorship and still be misleading. You can accept affiliate links and still be honest. Monetization doesn't corrupt values. A lack of values corrupts monetization. For me, the line has always been clear and simple. I won't recommend tools I don't personally use or don't have experience with. I have been approached by a very high-profile camera company to be an affiliate, and I have turned it down because I have never used their equipment. It's highly respected and gets great reviews, but I have never used it personally. And until I do, I will not accept an affiliate. If they would like to let me borrow their equipment so I can personally use it and experience it, then I would certainly consider it. But until then, I will not accept an affiliate. I won't promote anything that doesn't align with how I work. I'm not going to sacrifice long-term trust of my viewers for short-term gain. If an opportunity doesn't fit those standards, I walk away. That's not because I'm better than anyone else. It's because that's how I choose to operate based on my own set of values. Some creators choose sponsorships. Some choose affiliates. Some choose a mix. None of those choices automatically defines their honesty or their values. What defines honesty is transparency, consistency, and respect for the audience. And as viewers and as creators, we're all better off when we stop judging integrity by business models and start judging it by behavior. Many of the rants against sponsorships and affiliates are done because it's what so many viewers want to hear. It's a narrative of convenience. You could make the argument that's a business model to grow subscribers, likes, and comments. And would that meet the definition of honesty? There's another piece of this conversation that often gets ignored, and I think it deserves to be said clearly. Creating YouTube videos takes a lot of time, energy, and it takes money. Cameras, lenses, computers, software, storage, editing time, lighting, and the list goes on. None of this is free, and beyond the gear, there's an investment. Every video that's posted requires planning, filming, editing, publishing, engaging with comments, and doing it consistently. So when we talk about monetization, it's important to ground the conversation in reality. Having ethical ways, and I want to stress ethical ways, to earn some income from your work is not a crime, and it doesn't make a YouTube creator evil or dishonest. It's not selling out, and it's not something creators should be shamed for. Because let me ask you this honestly. When you go to work Monday morning, are you going to tell your boss,
I really love what I do, so I've decided to work for free this week?
Of course not. And that doesn't make you greedy or dishonest or a sellout. It makes you realistic. Creators deserve the same respect. The issue isn't whether money exists in the equation. The issue is whether money dictates the truth. There's a massive difference between earning income because you provide value and providing content only to earn income. Ethical monetization supports the work. It doesn't replace the value behind it. And when it's done transparently and responsibly, it allows creators to keep showing up, keep improving their content, and keep serving their audience at a higher level. When it comes to YouTube creators, you should never follow a creator just because they claim to be above monetization. Money is far from the only factor that can influence someone's views and opinions. And money isn't the only reason that their opinions are less than honest. You should follow them because their work genuinely helps you to think, learn, and grow. Ethical monetization allows creators to keep creating, and ethical creators will always put the integrity ahead of income. We also live in a day and age now where many of the products we discuss on photography YouTube channels come with trial periods, especially if we are talking about software products. So you have plenty of time to try out the product for yourself to see if you like it, regardless of what a YouTube creator says about it. Most of our shopping is even done online now, and there are fantastic return policies, even if you don't like the product you purchased. So given the peace of mind we have with essentially all of our purchases today, the argument for not having sponsorships or affiliate link seems to be even more ridiculous. If you found value in this conversation, that's the only endorsement that truly matters. As I mentioned earlier in this video, DxO PhotoLab 9 is the photo editing software that I use for all of my photo editing projects, not just sometimes, not just for some projects, but for every single editing project I work on. This is the software I use exclusively, and it's the software that I trust to create professional looking images. If you would like to check it out, use the link in the show notes below and head on over to DxO. If you decide that you would like to buy it, you can use the discount code MAGNOLIA at the time of checkout. This will save you 15% off of your purchase. If you're not quite ready to do that, download a 30-day free trial where you can try out the entire program free for 30 days, absolutely zero restrictions. Great way to try out all aspects of this program. If you're new to DxO, maybe worried about learning the software, don't worry, I've got you covered there. You can head on over to my store, that is magnoliaphotographysc.com/store, and you can check out my DxO PhotoLab 9 Masterclass, where I teach you the entire program and how to create those professional looking results. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by and joining me today. I truly appreciate you carving out some time from your busy schedule to join me. And before you go, you might want to think about checking out this next video right here.